This is my mini driver, and this is the Denali Frost in a 70 gram 6.5. And this is my first ever hit with this golf club. Just bear in mind I have not warmed up, so I don't actually know what to expect at all from this club. Yep, video done. Okay, well, that was nice. So the Denali Frost is FRST, is something like frequency something stability tip or stability torque, or it's to do with being more stable. Word on the street is that it is a competitor for the Ventus Velocore shaft. Now very soon in a driver I will test this shaft against the Velocore, but for the minute I'm just hitting this to see what it does. Now first shot, cold swing, I'm quite excited about it. But in this particular club, I've put some blue dots in those weights. If you can see them, you can't quite see them, but the blue dots in there match the shaft up really nicely. And because I'm a golf nerd, put a blue grip on it to match the blue shaft. Now for a first hit, I am quite impressed with that. Peak height's nice and low, which is where I want the mini driver to go. I want it to be a little bit more driven. Ball speed isn't amazing, but I've literally just pinned it down the middle. Oh, that was necky. So I've hit that right off the heel. Do I care? No, I do not care. Oh, I might have found a new weapon here. Or secret weapon, should I say. So hit it off the heel, a little bit of fade. I've just hit the fairway again. Now it does feel quite smooth. The shaft I had in here before was the Diamana Limited 70 Plus in an extra stiff. So same flex, same weight-ish. And I didn't mind that shaft at all, like it was a good bit of kit. I just wanted to see what these new things do. Oh, I could get on board with that. Carry 272. Ball speed 160. Oh, that's exciting. Now one thing I like about these mini drivers is I can put the heavier weight in the toe and the front. Now when you have the weight in the front of a club, it tends to launch a little bit lower spin. When you put the weight in the toe, it tends to have a little bit more fade on it. So I've got it set up for low fade because I hit a high draw. So it neutralizes my bad flight. You can of course put the weight at the back for a little bit more forgiveness and a little bit more height. You can put it in the heel to get a little bit more of a draw bias. Or you can put the weights in the heel and toe to basically cover the ball. So when you hit the ball off center, you've got mass behind those off center hits to stop it twisting. So there are a few configurations in this club that you can do, but I like it at the front in the toe. I like how it sits behind the ball because it just feels like a big 3-wood. Oh no, I've pulled it. I'm not even offended by that shot because it's got proper carry on it. Historically, I've struggled with the gap between driver and 3-wood because my driver carries in the high 290s, around 300 once I get warmed up and going. And my 3-woods, I've always struggled to get them to go past like 260. So I felt like I've had a massive gap between 3-wood and driver, and now some people hit their 3-woods just as far as their drivers, but that's not me. I don't know if it's because I'm just super efficient in the driver that my 3-wood isn't as efficient because I can't tee it up and I can't access the ball in the same way, but I feel like with the mini drivers, the ball just gets through there a little bit easier and it just stays on target a little bit more often. Mix that with a more stable shaft and you've got an absolute beast of a stick. So a little bit too much draw on that, but carry 276. That is exactly where I want the club to be. That is exactly the gap in the bag that I'm trying to fill. I'm trying to get a step down from the driver without it being so far away that I've got a massive void of distance. So I'm excited about this, and it sits behind the ball nice, and I've got it set up on lower, so it's a 13-degree head, and I've got it on -1.5, so I have knocked the loft down. When you go down in loft, it tends to open the face as well. When you go up in loft, it tends to close the face, so I am in weight-wise and loft-wise in the lowest, rightest, fadiest setting I can possibly do. I've gone very hard and stiff in the shafts before to try and tame the beast, to try and tame that dispersion down a little bit, but sometimes you can go too far and you've got to work really hard for the shaft. This feels smooth and stable, much like what I get from a Ventus Velocore, so I am gonna do that at a later date. 2nd of December is the most likely date I will release that video, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that, because I'm gonna be excited to try it myself anyway. So let's hit a low fade. So I'm gonna put my speed after the ball so I can hit down and across it, and then I get my low fade. Lovely. That feels absolutely tip top, and I've carried 268, 266. So even with a fade, normally a fade doesn't go as far. So because it spins and resists, it kind of doesn't go as far. When you hit a draw, it cuts through the air and goes a little bit further, generally speaking. But to hit a fade and carry at 266, my 3-wood would carry in the 240s, which is basically where my 5-wood goes. So let's see what difference I get when I hit a draw, and I feel like it is easier to do that with this shaft. It is nice. Speed this side of the ball so I get into out. Oh, I've hit it a little bit thin. I didn't quite get the draw, maybe just lost my balance a little bit, but it's a good bad one. Ah, yeah, I got a little draw. So let's do that properly. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that is gonna go straight in the golf bag because it does what I want it to do. Ball speed up to where I want it, got the shape that I wanted. Carry 272. Beautiful. First impressions on the Denali Frost Blue. Ah, lovely. And they're new to the market, and you'll see them coming out in some new shafts very soon, some new clubs very soon. Oh, I don't know what more to say really. Stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.